All right, here we go. We got a 1968, 1969 Corvette vacuum tank. This vacuum tank has been brazed right about there, if you can see it, but it still leaks. We got leaks coming out right here and on the other side, right about here. What we're going to do is we're going to grind on it a little bit. Before we start, we're going to put on our safety glasses. That's right, our trusty safety glasses. Made by Milwaukee. That's right, the Milwaukee safety glasses. And we got our cordless Dremel here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the Dremel, grind a hole in there, and get ready for our steel fuse glue, which will be as strong as that brazed joint right there. Here we go. For the other side, what a mess. It makes a mess. All right, here we go. Now we're gonna hit this side up. Yeah, we're using a cordless Dremel here, by the way. This is the B240 cordless Dremel with a concave bit. That's the concave carbide bit, which grinds in the metal really good. What we're trying to attempt to do here, on the other side of the vacuum tank, you're going to see right here that you have two ports. And later on, after we do our steel fuse gluing, we're going to fill it with air and try to get it around between 10 and 15 pounds pressure. The vacuum system on a Corvette is right around 7 to 10 negative pounds pressure. So what we want to do is get this filled up now. We're going to get our glue ready. We got our safety glasses on, our gloves. We got the fast adhesive promoter, which will cure our steel glue. This is a steel fuse powder, a special carbide powder that will act like steel when used with a cyanoacrylic steel fuse glue. All right, so here we go. We're gonna make a big ass mess now. Later on, these are the things we got. We're gonna fill the tank with. We got a tire deal that'll go right onto the tube. I'll show you later on when we get past the fusing. And we got another rubber block off plug right here. We got our pressure gauge and our filler gauge right here. Right. So let's get to it. Our 1969 to 1968 or 68 69 Corvette. It was a 2-year production vacuum tank, but they all leak. So here we go. Here goes the process. We're gonna get the glue opened up. I got my rag right here just in case I spill. I always spill the glue. All right, here we go. We may have to prop it up a little bit because it's going to run. So we're going to probably hit it up right about there. We're going to put our steel beads in there right now. Looks like it's clogged already. The nozzle is clogged. What I did is I cut the tip off a little bit so it'll come out a faster flow. Okay, so we'll start here. All right, we'll work our way down. Now it's really hard to get it in at the right angle. What we're gonna have to do. We already got a runoff going down here, which we didn't want because it's really hard to stabilize the glue at an angle. So now here we go again. We're gonna get it leveled off. Put more glue up here. It stinks, by the way. You should have a fan running while you're doing this, which I don't have right now, because your eyes are gonna get burned out from the cyanoacrylic. All right, now we got that done, and we're gonna hit it with the activator. Here we go. Ready? Here it goes. All right, so we got the activator going really good. The camera shut off for some reason. I don't know why. It's a brand new camera we're trying out. Now we got 13 seconds going into this one. But you can see the white. We got the white on there. That means that the cure has begun. So what we need to do now is flip it to the other side and get the other side done. All right, so we're gonna flip it over and hit the other side now. Here we go. All right, let's hit some in here. We're just filling the crack initially, then we're gonna put the steel powder in there. Steel fuse, baby. It's really simple. You just keep on going so you feel like you got it filled up really good. And if you get too much, no big deal. You can always add more. All right, it's instant repair. All right, so we got it. So there it is. You can see all the white on there. We're gonna grind some of that out. That's just overall excess. I'll do one more coat of glue, and then we're gonna flash it one more time. It's real important to do the final seal. The problem is your glue bottle is gonna get clogged. You gotta be careful. It always does. Yeah, it's not coming out again. What happens is the tip will get clogged. There's plenty of glue in there. I'll see if it comes out now. It's hard to get that top freed up. It's still clogged. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the old Dremel deal. Watch this. All right, I use a Dremel to open it up because we don't have a, and it's still not working. All right, so we gotta get a pin. Yeah, the nozzle wasn't bad on that one. So here we go. We finally got it freed up. It's coming out a little bit fast now. All right, flash it one more time. All right, flip it over one more time again. See, after we ground it, now we're gonna seal it up again. It just adds more strength. The more layers you put on. And what we'll do now is we'll do one final grind. You can see the white down there. We'll get that off. This shit is hard to that's gonna do it right now for that. So here's our final grind for right now. Later on, if it holds pressure, what we're gonna do is probably seal it up maybe with some epoxy for a final look. Because this stuff doesn't have the best finish, we might do a little epoxy JB Weld or something on top of that. But this is the primary strength. The JB Weld itself won't hold. This is way stronger than the JB Weld. The JB Weld would be just for more appearance purposes to fill it in and make it look more factory. Same thing with the... Alright, we're back. Alright, so we filled it up with air. We got about 15 PSI in there, and I heard a big it was hissing. So the problem was right over here. We had a big problem right here. It was blowing out this hole. I'm circling with a red pen, but you can see right in the red pen there, that is where it's leaking. Nice good close up there, the leak. It's right at the middle. The metal split. So we got to add a little bit more. We're going to grind right there and add some more steel fused powder with some cyanoacrylic and get that shit fixed. All right, here we go. All right, we got our activator. Oh, activator. I lost my glue somewhere, but this is the steel fused powder. This is the stuff that really makes it go, baby. And this is the cyanoacrylic right here. Okay, back at it. Here we go. Sorry for the delay there. I kind of misplaced the glue. And for you people that maybe just jumped in later, this is the 68 to 69 Corvette vacuum tank. We're back on scene 3 here. My steel welds there with my glue fusion held 15 pounds, no problem. And the braze weld at the bottom here has got a leak, so we got to grind up one more spot. Make sure we put our safety glasses back on, our good old Milwaukee safety glasses. Good old faceless content on YouTube with assisted AI. This is all real here. This is not AI. This is where the leak is right here, guys. I want to get a nice deep hole because the deeper, that means that I have a big bulge of surface later on when I grind it down. Of course it's going to run. When this thin glue runs, it runs. You can always just wipe it off like that. It's not a big deal. It's going to run. But if you use thicker glue, then it's not going to penetrate. So you want to use... I'm going to go a little bit higher up. Alright. You can hear the music in the background. I made the AI music. That's playing in the background. That way copyright won't be getting me. If it does, it'll be my own copyright on myself. But there we go. Alright, so we got that bond there. Blow it. If you blow it, it helps cure it. Believe it or not. Dries in about 5 to 10 seconds. And the same thing about here. Gotta reposition this baby. So that's what the leak was right there at the bottom. So we want to make sure we get more on there. Alright, it's running again. Run, run, baby, run! Oh, we got a little bit of runoff. Not a big deal. Alright, one more grind. Always grinding. So that's it, right? Another scene of grinding and gluing. Oh, we got it up to 20 pounds and it blew out, okay? This one over here held up good at 20 pounds. These other two here I first did earlier got a little leak. So we're gonna go back at it again. If it blows out again, we're gonna do it again and add some special epoxy on top of this. But this should hold it if I just get the hole right. We missed the hole, I think is what happened. You got to get the hole in the right spot. And it's hard to tell with leaks. Leaks are really hard. Leaks are hard. And if you guys super glue your fingers, we're going to have a video on that too later on. How to get the glue off your fingers. I already got some on here. I mean, the gloves don't guarantee anything. You should wear 2 pair. Alright, one more layer. We're gonna build it up nice and strong. Alright, build her up, build her up. Just gotta keep on building. My time machine, baby. It's a new song I wrote, My Time Machine. Yeah, that's nice and good. This is for the do-it-yourself who doesn't want to, you know, you don't have a welder and you don't want to pay somebody to weld it. We already paid the guy 25 bucks for that. You'd be paying him all day long, and the tank's only worth like 125, 150 tops. All right, there we go. And I'll DA all this stuff later on, put probably some finish epoxy on it, you'll never know. They might be a little thicker in the holes, but they won't be leaking. That's for damn sure. No leaks. Alright. Here we go again. 20 pounds of glue out. So we're trying some new glue now. This is, they put speakers together with it. It's a high strength, a little bit thicker viscosity glue by Lord. It's called Lord of Bass. So I use my car stereo. We're gonna put a little bit of this on there and then spray it up. But I think what's happening is it's weaker in some spots than the other. So we're gonna try this. It's the same type of instant glue. This has got a thicker viscosity. I ground it down and we put some more of this in there. We're not giving up. We're trying the cheaper alternative welding. We're gonna get it. We have one secret weapon. If this blows out and fails, I have a secret weapon after this that we're gonna bring out. I mean, it'll be fine for the vacuum. 20 pounds is never gonna ever happen, but I want to get 20 pounds on here. I'm searching for 20 pounds pressure. I want this tank to hold 20 pounds. So I know it'll last in the car and I can sell it. 15 is all it's ever gonna suck, but we want 20. 20 pounds, I can guarantee it for sale. So far we haven't gotten 20 out. We've only got 15, that's where it's gonna blow. Alright, so we flashed it again one more time. We're gonna let it set up for about 5 minutes. I'm gonna put more pressure in, I will be back. And if this doesn't work, we're gonna do the secret weapon, baby. Alright, there's all the spots. Anywhere it's gonna blow, and I think it'd be blown right there, because that's the weakest spot. These are really highly filled. Alright, be back. Alright guys, we finally got this. It took about 6 more fills and grinds to get it right. But there we go, there's the final result. You can see the tank is expanded. Every time I'd fill it, it would crack because the metal was expanding. Finally it reached its point where it stopped doing it. And we got our meter here. And we got, let's see what we got for, we got 22 pounds. You can see the end of that there. And you're going further past this and the tank's going to explode. It won't handle more than 25 pounds pressure. But the tank itself only takes 15. Job accomplished. Watch all the air come out now. Watch this. Ready? Here we go. That was pressured up. Just to show you guys it holds pressure. We got it to 22 pounds without cracking, without leaking. It took, an extra hour of grinding and filling before it stopped cracking. The metal was expanding too much. But now it's solid as a rock. We're going to sand it down and grind her up and fill it. And we'll make another video on that one. All right, we're back. It's the next day, and we're trying to get this tank sanded. We're back at the 68, 69 Corvette tank. We're gonna sand. We got a 120 DA paper. So we're gonna sand this down a little bit. Alright, we got all the rough spots. We're going to fill it with some epoxy, sand it back down, and then paint it. We'll be back. Alright, here we are. We're going to paint this thing and move the camera up a little bit so you guys can see. If we don't get paint in the camera, it would really suck. But anyways, so we finished this off with just some smoothing body filler, some special body filler, just to smooth out these rough edges right here. And we're just going to go ahead and shoot some primer on it, you know. Some good old primer, yeah, some black primer. Yeah, you always want to use black primer in case you get it chipped. It'll be black instead of gray. That's right. We're going to do a little dust coat first. Let the dust coat dry, and then we'll do our final spray out. I mean, it's not the most perfect body job, but it's not an NCRS car. This is a daily drive. This thing's gonna be put up for sale. So as long as it looks good enough for the online ad, we'll be cool. And the main thing is it's functional and it holds pressure. We might do one little wet sand out afterwards. Misty spot there. We're just going around doing kind of a light dust coat. It'll flash off. Alright, I'll stop the camera. We'll do probably one more coat. Then we got to flip it over, do the other side, and then do the final semi-gloss paint on the end. I see a little teeny bit of body work. We're not going to mess with it. This is the bottom of the car. You don't see it at the very bottom. It looks pretty good. Doable for online sale. Closing this out with the 6869 vacuum tank. We painted it after the primer. We did a one sand out, wet sand out, and that was about it. You know, there's the bottom. I mean, it's fine. You know, you put too much work into it, you're not gonna make any money. We're not making any money on this thing. Well, the time it went into it. The problem was with this vacuum tank is it kept on expanding, and the joint was cracking as we were adding the glue. So if anybody's starting this out, what you want to do is load these up. You want to load up these areas where it cracked and just fill it with pressure. Get the tank popped out first, and then you should only be a two-step process instead of, it took me about 5 to 6 tries to get the cracks to stop cracking. You want to load up this area here with glue, a ton of it, blow the whole tank out with a lot of pressure, and then fill it. It should be a two-step process instead of 5 steps it took me to do it. Live and learn the hard way. But this is all we use. We put this valve on here. It's one of these tire valves. Stems you can get anywhere. I just popped it on there. And then for the other side, all we did was take a bolt, you know, a little 3/8 tube with a 1/4 inch inlet. Put it in there like that. If anybody missed that part, I don't know if I did show that part. But that way you can fill your tank, cap off the other end. And when you're done, get your gauge. I called it a meter earlier. Sorry about that. It's actually a tire pressure gauge is the correct term after rewatching the video. But we got it up to 22 pounds. You know, we popped it in there. And you've seen the air and all that in the prior video. But that's the end. The end of the 69